Good morning, welcome to Collegio Magno. We are here today for the presidential debate, and on my left-hand side we have the Republican candidate Pedro. On my right-hand side we have the Democratic candidate Bruno. And the topic we're discussing today is, should gun violence require tough government actions such as conducting background checks and instituting new restrictions on purchases? And we will kick off today with the Democratic side, Bruno. So you have 3 minutes to present your evidence and your challenge, Bruno.
Firstly, my evidence one is if the gun control become legal, everyone could own guns and violence would increase. As the American Journal of Public Health made research and saw that if guns are allowed, the violent death would increase, more laws about gun control has to be implemented. My evidence too is if the gun control become legalized, bad people could have it too, so to do illegal things like terrorism and kill innocent people, and they would just want to kill everyone, and it could happen. In a discussion or something like that, if someone has a gun, it would be easier to become violent and have a crime. Without gun control laws, both of people who are in discussion can have a gun, and it can go to another level, like both shooting and trying to kill each other. So, guns cannot be controlled since it is not allowed for people to have it. Many people have guns and use it to bad things. So how can gun control be legal if we cannot make sure there would not be violence?
Okay, thank you, Bruno. Now, Pedro, you also have 3 minutes to present your evidence and your challenge.
Okay, so implementing tough gun control will make it harder for citizens who have the right to protect themselves to buy legalized guns. As it is stated by the Constitution, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Therefore, banning guns is a clear violation of the Second Amendment. The Bill of Rights was established in order to protect the individual liberties of the American citizens, where it is possible to fit their right of protection. Thus, stricter gun control is not only an attack to individual liberties, it is also unconstitutional. Implementing tougher gun control laws across the USA won't keep bad people from purchasing them. If someone intends to practice a mass murder, for example, he or she is more likely to purchase a gun illegally rather than legally. Legal guns are easily traceable, meaning it is preferable for criminals to purchase them illegally in order to cover their traces on any crime. Removing guns from people is the easiest way to keep them from protecting themselves against a tyrant government. Most of the dictatorships established around the world throughout history were preceded by disarmament of the population. Disarming people makes it impossible for them to defeat a totalitarian government, thus causing them to live with the oppressment of the government. Now my challenge to my opposition is that the Democrat Party has always advocated in favor of stricter gun control legislation. However, have you ever thought about how it is a clear violation of the Second Amendment that limits the rights of the population?
Okay, now, Pedro, we're going to stay with you for your rebuttals as well. So you have 1 minute.
Okay, so not every person is capable of purchasing a gun since there are legal requirements in order to own a fire weapon. Federal laws establish that fugitives, people who have a criminal record, people who suffer from mental disorders, and people who have been found guilty of possessing illegal substances are not able to purchase guns. The only thing capable of stopping a bad person with a gun is a good person with a gun. There are several cases in which well-intentioned people were capable of avoiding the occurrence of mass murders by using their guns against bad people. States in which there is less gun control legislation are considered to be safer than the ones with stricter gun control legislation. Knowing a citizen may be carrying a gun causes criminals to think twice before committing a crime. Unlike the police, regular people are concerned only about their safety, meaning it is more likely for them to shoot with the intention to kill.
Okay, thank you, Pedro. And now, Bruno, you also have 1 minute for your rebuttals.
So, firstly, As many rights about the Second Amendment that are not unlimited rights, gun control is not too. So having a gun is not really a right for people because it is not limited. This is why everyone do not have it in the USA. Secondly, if a bad person wants a guy, it would be easier for him to have it if gun control is allowed. So why would someone purchase a gun illegally if he can buy it as a legal way? And thirdly, gun control laws would not give too much power to government. So if guns are not allowed, you will not be manipulated and your privacy would be safe. As it is on the Constitution, people have civil rights, so their privacy have to be safe and government cannot exclude them from political participation.
Okay, thank you, Bruno. So, good debate, guys. This one was quite hard to call because I did agree with some of Bruno's opinions about about how gun control could limit certain crimes. But I think that the thing that pulled it out of the bag for Pedro was his claim about the states with less gun control are safer. So I can't argue with that fact. So Pedro, you're the winner today. Commiserations, Bruno. Thank you both.